Hello again and welcome back to my series on iconic structures of the world. Well, the one I'm going to do today is a very enigmatic structure, and it's one of many. It's one of the sculptures from what used to be called Easter Island, which is now known as Rapa Nui, and it's one of the gigantic figures. And what I'm doing is drawing a rough shape of the head here. This particular figure is called Hakananai'a. Hope I got that right. And it's actually in the British Museum, and the people of Rapa Nui want it back. So we'll see how that one goes. Okay, so that's the shape of the head. Come down to the neck. Simplified figure shape. Coming down like this. And in this particular sculpture, we have the hands, the arms coming down to broad, simple shaped hands like that. And the chest shape comes in there, like that. Okay, and there's also a kind of like a collar shape coming up here, like that. Okay, so there roughly is the shape of the figure. These gigantic figures are enormous. This one's over 2.5 meters tall. Right. Now the head is, as I say, it's tilted back slightly, and you have these deep set eyes, and I'm drawing the shape of the deep shadowing, come almost like a mask shape. The nose kind of juts out like this, and the underside is kind of visible like that, with the nostrils in there, and the mouth is about there. Again, very kind of determined looking mouth, the lips kind of jutting out, like that. Okay, and the cheekbone shape coming down there. Okay, and what I want to do actually is I want to draw the outline with a fine pen, and this is going to be mostly a pencil drawing because there's so much shading in it. Okay, you have a fairly fine pen here, so I'm going to draw the outline in with this one. I don't want it to be too heavy. Let's see, that line comes down here, comes out a bit in the shape of possibly hair or something coming down the back there. And I'll just touch in the front of the nose here. I don't want to do these side bits, it'd be too heavy if I use this pen. But I'll draw in the shape of the nose and shape of the mouth coming in here. And coming out, coming around, and it goes up slightly. Let's use a kind of broken line for this, up to the part of the jawline there, and then the neck coming down. Again, I won't draw these in with pen because it's too heavy. Just come down this side here, down to there, and it comes out slightly, comes down, and flattens out to a very simple flat hand shape. And again, I won't draw all of this, I'll just draw a little indication in there. I'll draw the chest muscle shape coming up there, like that. The nipple appearing there. Okay, the other shoulder coming down, like that, coming in slightly, and coming out. Another hand, it just appears around the body about here. I see the edge of it coming in like that. And the other chest muscle shape coming in there. And pectoral shape. Okay. And then underneath you have vague shapes of fingers appearing like that. And then finish off by drawing curved bottom part. Okay, so now I'm going to get a pencil, 5B, 6B, something like that, so that I can get some nice deep shading on it. Okay, that's a 5B, but it's quite a dark one. So I'm going to start by coming up here to these eye socket shapes, and I'll go edges first of all, like that. I don't want a strong line, just a kind of slightly softer line around the edge here. And come down the side of the nose like that. But quite deep in there, and put quite a bit of weight onto your pencil, get a very dark shading in there. And up over the nose, and down to this socket here. Again, put a bit of weight on. I'm using a kind of circular motion. Oops. A bit softening of that around here. And a kind of another little bit of shadow coming in there. And there's also this kind of deep shadow down this side and following the line of the nose around there. Again, soften the edges, and then come around with the cheekbone here. Going up here, a bit of shading in there. And this kind of hair shape at the back. Very deep shading in here. Okay. I'm going to take a piece of paper to leave my hand on here. I want to smudge the soft pencil lines. Okay, move over to the nose now. And we'll shade in the underside of this part here. And say there's a couple of nostril shapes in there which get kind of lost in the general deep shading. Now the mouth kind of pouts out, so this, you can imagine the top lip again shaded in that kind of quite sharp curve there. Now a bit of light catching the top lip, and then a bit of shading underneath the nose, quite a deep bit of shadow coming in here underneath the nose, like that. See, that gives that kind of pouting shape to the mouth, sticking out, quite determined look. And of course underneath as well, the bottom lip catches the light, and this deep shading comes down under here, but with that kind of shape there. And see that in. Again, softer around the edges. Like that. Okay. And some more shading down here. And I'm using, again, a circular quality of shading because the surface of the basalt, the stone, is kind of irregular and it has that kind of pitted appearance, okay? So you can kind of do that, and then when you finish you can add a bit more detail. Okay, so we're moving down. Underneath this jutting jaw, there's a big bit of deep shading coming in here. I'm going to soften this line up a bit, this pen line, just by putting a bit of pencil line up it there. And then some deep shading under here. That's a triangular shape. There. Again, put a bit of weight on your pencil there. And the rest of the neck is fairly shaded. Down to that line of some kind of garment the person's wearing. This is Moai. It's an ancestor figure, and they're really quite striking. And then you line down here, following up to there. There's a bit of deep shadow under this. Now there are many of these Moai figures all over Rapa Nui. And so this one is one of the most striking. Okay, now moving down, I got some shading down the side of the arm here, and also in this part under the pectoral muscle coming up, quite a deep bit of shading coming in here. Again, soften that edge with your pencil. Deep bit of shading there, bit of triangle shading, and then kind of darkness up this side of the arm. Come down to the elbow joint there. And then to this elbow joint, quite dark this part here. right up over the shoulder. It's fairly light in the bottom part, and don't draw too heavy a line there because that differentiation was made between that and that over the shading you put on the torso, which comes up in a kind of triangular shape there, like that. And then this side of the arm coming down, you can draw that as a pencil line. That's a bit more definite coming around to there. And there's a kind of joint at that point. Okay. And a lot darker on this side of the arm. Coming right round to here. And a bit of very dark shading around this part, because it just stick out a bit. Okay, and the bottom part, I'll move up here, and if you shade in the bottom part of the nipples like that, they look very three-dimensional. Okay. There's also in this particular, actually there's a kind of a hole thing there. Right, again I'm using these kind of slightly scribbly lines together and little dots to get the sensation of the surface of the basalt. Okay, and there's a kind of semi-curved, as you come down towards the lower abdomen, there's this kind of semi-curved shape coming down to there. Shading that a bit more, and then around this side, and then we'll shade in this big dark area here. Really quickly. You can use large or expansive strokes here, just want to fill that area in quickly. As you shade, of course, you get the side of the pencil getting flat, so it's easier to get a broader shading style going. And lighten it up as you come to the edge. Going in there. Okay, I'll go back over that again, make it a bit deeper. Like that. Okay, let's move back up here now. A bit more shading in here. And bring that shading more up towards the chest. And soften all that to make it too obvious. That curve. Break it up. Okay, and as you come up, you can start to put little marks in with the sharp side of your pencil. This is kind of the kind of dents and nicks of the stone, like that. Okay, back up here again, a few ants there. Excellent. Right. Well, I think that gives you an idea of the new kind of graphic look of these amazing structures. Moai on Rapa Nui. Okay, I'll leave it there. And again, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you join me again for another illustration tutorial. I look forward to it. Okay, in the meantime, of course, all the best and happy drawing.